Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
This is the closing bell on the Stock Movers Report. The companies making moves at the close of U.S. trading with Carol Massar, Tim Stenovec, Romaine Bostick, and Scarlet Fu.
Let's get to some of the gainers. There were really some outperformers in the Monday trade. Paramount Group, ticker is PGRE. This one up as much as 20% during the trading session, finishing with a gain of about 13%. It's a REIT. It's a major office landlord. New York City, D.C., also San Francisco, about a $1.1 billion market cap. Surging, as we said, the company's board initiated a review and evaluation of strategic alternatives. Some speculation, might that mean an outright sale of the company? And this is all coming after it named a new CFO and treasurer effective immediately. Keep in mind, Wall Street Journal also making some points about this company's had a lot of red flags or that have been out there in the last few months. And so this company, looking kind of to see what's next here in its next chapter. Take-Two Interactive, outperformer, up about 3.5% in today's session. It was a top gainer in both the S&P and the NASDAQ 100. Did report earnings last week, and we are seeing the analyst community come in and weigh in on those earnings. So analysts raising price targets for the company since it reported earnings. 16 changing price targets. The average change was up 11%. 15 analysts raised price targets by an average of 12%. So some optimism on the street. And Novavax, talk about optimism, up as much as 30% during the session, finishing with a gain of about 15%. U.S. regulators fully approved the company's COVID vaccine, so easing some investors' concerns after the clearance was delayed.
Just in time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good stuff. So anyway, it's not
mRNA, so I think that if you needed different sourcing, that would be something for you.
Yeah. I will say Moderna also an outperformer because maybe there's some, different thinking. I think everybody thought the government was going to be so anti-vaccines, and yet this happens for Novavax, and so investors also plowing into Moderna, up about 6% today.
Okay, you got the gainers, Carol. I got the decliners. I do want to just take a look.
You had some trouble here.
Oh, yeah. I just had to do a last-minute switch. But you know what? The team was great. They were able to switch it out for me, so I appreciate that. I want to start with shares of JP Morgan.
Just imagine, no one would ever have known if Carol had.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't, with friends like Carol?
Do I come across like a little sister? I should.
Killing me. You're killing me. 1% to the downside for JP Morgan. The company did reaffirm its net interest income forecast for the full year. This at an investor day earlier today. Shares fell earlier in the session, though. They hit a session low after an executive at the company said investment banking fees will fall. We also saw peer organizations fall as well. The company's CEO, Jamie Dimon, in a speech did warn against complacency in the face of a slew of risks. He cited everything from inflation and credit spreads to geopolitics. Ultimately, shares fell 1% today. I want to talk about solar stocks, in particular Sunrun, ticker RUN, down 7.8%. Shares of solar companies slumped. This after Republican lawmakers said that they had secured a commitment from leadership to end key clean energy tax credits earlier than planned. It's part of a sweeping deal aimed at allowing President Trump's giant tax and spending package to advance. Sunrun fell by about 7.8%. And finally, shares of Shake Shack, 1.6% to the downside. They fell after TD Cowen cut the recommendation on the company to hold from buy. They cited an already high valuation amid a challenging consumer spending backdrop.
Well, here's the interesting part when it comes to the bond market, guys. I mean, coming into the session, it looked like we were going to see some pretty intense action. The long end was selling off by 6 basis points already. Then we reversed course, and we actually ended with the whole curve lower by about 2 to 3 basis points. I do want to point out, though, that the 30-year yield still hit that 5% level. We hadn't seen that since 2023. And you look at a technical basis, and we're looking at a golden cross, guys. Woohoo! Okay, so the short-term moving average looks to break above the medium-term moving average. So 50-day crosses above the 100-day. That's a golden cross. That tends to be a bullish signal, which means higher yields. And you wonder at some point, are we at that tipping point where yields wind up directly hurting stocks?
Yeah, it's a really good point, right? You kind of wonder where it all goes next.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.